Thank you, and good evening to you from BBC London. Coming up, tributes are paid to Brendan Macmillan and his father Terry, both fatally stabbed at a business in Bermondsey on Monday, including from Brendan's rugby club.
He was a character, he was just a nice guy. Yeah, he always had a smile. When he came off the pitch, win or lose, he always had a smile on his face, and it's just so sad.
Also tonight, we'll have the latest on that disruption at London airports that was caused by an air traffic control issue. Plus, new mothers in the capital who say having a baby has affected their mental well-being. Could a new campaign highlighting the benefits of therapy help? And
with the fact that I have 2 children, my mortgage, I'll probably be working until I drop dead.
Working Londoners tell us they're concerned about pensions. We ask a financial expert for his tips. And 17,000 miles, 26 countries, the teacher who cycled round the world for a Great Ormond Street. Welcome to the programme. Good to have you with us. We start tonight with tributes to a father and son who were fatally stabbed outside a business in Bermondsey on Monday. They've been named as Brendan and Terry Macmillan. Well, Asad Ahmed is outside a rugby club in South East London for us this evening. Asad, over to you.
Ruth's tributes have been pouring in for Terry Macmillan and his son Brendan, who was a really keen rugby player, which is why I'm outside Blackheath Rugby Club, which is where he played until very recently. And news of his sad death was broken to his former teammates and staff here a few days ago. And I can tell you they were shocked and horrified to hear what happened to Terry and his father, who was also a very strong supporter of the club. Now, these things have taken everyone by surprise, least of all Albert Patrick, who's the manager here and vice president of the club. He's also, interestingly, a former Metropolitan Police CID officer. This is what he had to tell me about how people reacted when news of the deaths came through.
The nucleus of our second team and about half our first team knew him very well. And tears in their eyes, to be quite honest. You know, it really was terrible news. He always had a smile on his face, and it's just so sad. You know, a message for me as our retired cops: knife skill, don't carry a knife. Simple as that.
Yeah, Albert Patrick speaking there, partly as a former Metropolitan Police officer and partly as the vice president of the club. Well, Brendan also played for his old school, Colf's Private School, which is just behind the club. They have an old boys, old Colfian rugby team for which he played regularly. They said in a statement that Brendan was one of the kindest, funniest, most genuine people you could ever meet. We will miss him. Now, the police tell us that a man has been arrested, 31 years old. He's currently in hospital with, we understand, a non-life-threatening injuries. And we're not expecting any more updates from the police this evening. Riz.
OK, with the latest there from South East London. Asad, thanks very much. Let's get more now on the disruption at London airports after a technical issue at air traffic control. As we've heard this hour, it has been fixed, but delays are ongoing. Our correspondent Megan Owen is here with the latest. Megan, over to you.
Yeah, well, let's just recap what happened this afternoon. So just before 4:15, the National Air Traffic Services reported a technical issue at their Swanwick Control Centre, and they said they were limiting the number of planes flying into the London control area for safety reasons. Now, less than 20 minutes later, they said engineers have restored the system and was in the process of resuming normal operations in the London area. But in the last few hours, we've seen delays at major London airports, including Gatwick, Heathrow, Stansted, and we've heard from a number of passengers who are delayed or stranded, including Sarah, who was travelling with her 2 kids, and she was diverted.
We've now landed in Geneva. We're on the tarmac. We're not allowed off the plane, and we've been told now that Heathrow has reopened, that there's a huge backlog, but that hopefully we'll be getting off the ground in about 45 minutes.
So if you're travelling today and your flight's been cancelled, under UK law, your airline should either provide an alternative flight or a refund, but many airlines in London are warning passengers to make sure they're looking at the website to see if their flight is expected to be delayed.
Yeah, basically check before travel,
Exactly.
as we hear so many times. And of course, it is the summer holidays. Megan, thank you. You're watching BBC London. Coming up later in the programme. Thameslink oldest rail worker, Siggy, is honoured with a song to mark his long service. As well as being a joyous moment, a study suggests nearly half of new mums in London have struggled with their mental well-being after giving birth. Along with the roller coaster hormones and sleep deprivation, they also say the bombardment of advice from various sources adds to their stress. Now, a new campaign is highlighting the benefits of therapy, which some mothers who've taken it up are supporting. Wendy Hurrell has been hearing from some of them.
I have 3 children. With each of them, I experienced postpartum depression. I felt like I started to get to a place where I became numb.
Big brother Zion was born the same year Deborah started her business. Then Phoenix arrived, followed this year by baby Trinity. But this mother recalls what should have been a joyful family moment at home.
I was like, I physically cannot do anything other than sit here with a blank stare on my face, even though like my kids are happy and I'm looking at them and I want to get involved. I need to do something to break this wall down. And that's when I really felt like I think I need help with this, because what this could become is me not being emotionally available to my kids. And I don't want that reality at all.
I was unable to get out of my armchair and wasn't enjoying anything, felt very numb, everything felt very bleak.
Emma is having cognitive behavioural therapy following the traumatic birth of her 3rd baby, Flynn.
Because I'd had that experience the previous 2 times, the health visitor and the community midwives had actually already set up a mental health plan for me, which was really positive.
Both mums are supporting the British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapy's Positive Steps campaign. On paths pounded by tired feet and prams, personal stories of how therapy has helped.
I just really want to encourage as many mums as possible. Like, if you need the help, ask for it, because I've been able to get the help, and I could honestly say I was one of those people that was like, therapy is not for me.
What I would recommend to mums and dads now, if they've had problems with mental health in the past, or just out of, the security of having that net there, find out what's available before you've had the baby, and make sure you've got the phone numbers and where you can ask for help.
So as a new mum, we often don't have much time or much energy or the resources to dedicate to maybe finding the support that we need and carving out that time, particularly if we need to get childcare. But there's also a more kind of in-depth emotional barrier, I think, a lot of the time, because so much has changed in our life and we're struggling with so many new things that it can be really hard to feel like maybe like we deserve to find the support.
Which is, after all, an act of self-care that these mums know the value of.
It's difficult. We're a work in progress, but I do feel very held this time round and more stable from that perspective.
My kids, they are absolutely everything to me. So it's being able to know that I can be present. I can be the type of mum that I want to be to my kids.
Wendy Hurrell, BBC London.
People living on a street in southeast London say their homes are shaking because of the number of buses going up and down the road every day. Hundreds of buses are routed along Sangley and Sandhurst Road in Catford, and locals are concerned about pollution and safety, as there have already been 10 crashes involving a bus this year. Chris Legg has been speaking to one resident.
Each day, more than 3,500 buses travel down Sandhurst and Sangley roads in Catford. They come and go at a rate of up to 3 every minute. And many have been recorded breaking the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit. Residents claim 3,600 buses were recorded doing at least 24 miles per hour here last year. Figures obtained under Freedom of Information from TfL have revealed The 85 collisions involving buses have occurred here since 2021, with one person being injured, and some locals fear the worst is yet to come. Alison is among those who's worried.
The reality is that cars are getting hit every single day, and a lot of incidents aren't actually being reported at all. And our concern is that somebody is eventually going to get seriously hurt or killed, and they're going to wait until that happens to do anything about it.
There isn't any danger of speeding at rush hour though. Residents say these scenes are typical in the morning, with buses unable to pass each other on what are narrow two-way roads. When traffic does move freely, collisions are all too common. This one of 32 since the start of last year.
We'd really like TfL to reroute the buses onto the main road where there's better infrastructure for it, and to make sure that they have conversations with the Met about reporting speeding that's happening on this street, and potentially installing a speed camera, which we have asked the Met to do, but we haven't received any response about it.
TfL told us,
"We continue to work with bus operators to ensure that appropriate action is taken against any driver found to be breaking the speed limit. We are happy to support Lewisham Council with any future proposal they have for Sandhurst Road and continue to explore long-term alternatives."
Lewisham Council says it recognises the frustration of residents and is exploring ways to improve safety and accessibility. Chris Slegg, BBC London.
Now, you may have seen one of these, a defibrillator which gives a high-energy shock to the heart of someone who's in cardiac arrest, and it can more than double the chance of saving someone's life. But London has the fewest defibrillators per 100,000 people in the country, and certain black spots where you might struggle to find them. Lakshmi Gopal has been to meet someone who owes their life to one.
Graham Sharp owes his life to a heart-starting machine and a former US president. He was cycling in Windsor the day President Biden was there meeting King Charles 2 years ago.
And I became very dizzy and I collapsed. I didn't know it then, but I'd had a cardiac arrest. Fortunately, because Joe Biden was in town, there were lots of police around to do CPR, and there was an armed response vehicle with a defibrillator in it. So all of that was on me within a couple of minutes, and that's the reason why I'm here now.
Being within easy reach of first aid under defibrillator, thanks to the heavy security presence, meant Graham could make a full recovery. When it comes to the rate of public access defibrillators per head of population, London fares much, much worse than any other UK region.
And the worst places for it within London include Waltham Forest, Barking and Dagenham, Ealing and here in Hackney. The idea of having to actually use a defibrillator can be quite daunting, so let's have a demonstration.
So if someone's in cardiac arrest, we phone 999, someone's gone to get a defibrillator, there are pads in here. We'll remove all clothing from the patient so the pads go directly onto the patient's chest. The pads go on the patient and the defib will do the rest. Be loud and be clear. All clear, analysing, clear. Don't touch the patient. It's now analysing for a rhythm and it's advised to shock. We're going to tell everyone to stand back and press the flashing shock button. Clear, shocking, clear.
Shock delivered.
And that's all that is to it.
And you do the compressions in time with the beat?
In time, the defib will usually have a metronome, so they will help you talk through. And that's all that you need to do. Just switch it on, listen to the instructions. You cannot get it wrong, you can't hurt someone.
CPR and defibrillation can more than double the chance of surviving cardiac arrest, so worth us all knowing how to do it and having more devices available, which the charity is helping with.
We're encouraging community groups to come forward and apply for a British Heart Foundation funded defibrillator to give their loved ones the very best chance of survival in the event of an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest.
And Graham is living proof of that.
But if the defib hadn't been there, and it's only through good fortune because of the visit of Joe Biden that it was there, I wouldn't be here now.
Lakshmi Gopal, BBC London.
Next, if you're thinking of retirement in the near future or forward planning, apparently quite a few of the best locations in the country to retire are in or around the capital. But financially, are Londoners prepared or saving for it? Nisha Patel has been asking some.
I'm currently putting money into my workplace pension.
Do you put the maximum amount every month?
No, because that's quite a lot. I put in what I think is sustainable per month.
All the youngsters seem to be not
doing that. If they're saving, they're saving privately, but they won't be putting anything into any pension plans or anything like that.
So I'm in the workplace pension scheme as well, but I'm also putting money away in an investment ISA as well in addition.
I think just because I've got a young family, we're thinking about it more, but I suppose people generally who are buying houses at the moment aren't thinking about that far in the future.
I'm contributing to a pension via my company, but I'm of the opinion that with the fact that I have 2 children, my mortgage, I'll probably be working until I drop dead.
Gosh, I hope not. Let's ask a financial expert, Emmanuel Asuko, who joins me. Evening to you. Hearing there that someone feels they'll be working until their last days, is that a common reason why people don't save for retirement, thinking, what's the point?
Yeah, I think that's very true, that people actually feel like, what's the point? They're just going to work forever. But actually, if you sat down and spoke to someone and worked it out, you'll find that you don't have to work forever. It's just about the earlier you start, the better. I think actually looking at what do I want to do, when do I want to retire, even what does retirement look like. So I've got clients that retire and completely stop work. I've got other clients who retire and they go into part-time work. So what does retirement mean to you is really important.
But when you think about the cost of housing in London and the cost of living generally, it eats income. Is it ever too late to start?
It's never too late to start. Obviously, the earlier the better, but the later you start, the more you need to put in. This is why I'm really speaking to young people and saying, look, start now. It feels like it's such a long way away, but because of compounding interest and how investments work, the earlier you start, the better. But even if you haven't started, definitely do something and get your pension going, because it can be really good for you.
Do you think that message you've just said there is getting through?
No, not in the way, because I think pensions feel like, especially for young people, it feels like something so far away.
That's my point.
And so what we're trying to do on social media with a lot of my other financial influencers and so forth online is really trying to get people to understand that investments for everybody and you don't need to wait till later on in life. OK,
well, your 3 top tips, if I may, for anyone young or old when saving for retirement.
I think number 1, get started early. It's really important to get started early. Number 2, don't just rely on pensions. So pensions are one, but also, like someone said in the clip, investment ISAs, property. There are other investments as well, so don't put all your eggs in one basket. And number 3, which is really important, use a pension calculator and work out how much do I need in retirement, and then you know how much you should be saving towards it.
And where would they find that pension calculator?
Just Google pension calculator online, and there are loads of different pension providers that have calculators that you can use.
OK. Did you start young?
I started young.
OK. Emmanuel Asuko, always good to hear from you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
appreciate it. OK, to a remarkable Londoner now. This is 85-year-old Siggy Cragwell from Hampstead, who is Thameslink oldest employee, part of the Windrush generation. He's worked on the railway almost all his life and loves it, along with cricket, that is. Now his story is being recognised as part of BBC Radio 2's 21st Century Folk, with a specially commissioned song to honour his long service. Alpa Patel caught up with him and the singer-songwriter Richard Thompson.
Well, I sing you a song of celebration.
Go Siggy,
about a hero of our nation.
Siggy, knock them wickets down.
Siggy Cragwell, don't you know him?
Go Siggy,
85 and he's still bowling.
Siggy.
So Siggy, this song, it's about you, you're in the video.
Yes.
What did you make of it when you heard it?
I love the sound. It's a wonderful song, because I love singing, and I love that tune. I'll always remember that first thing.
Came over here on an ocean liner.
Go Siggy,
from old Barbados, there's none finer.
Siggy, knock them wickets down.
Well, I really had to listen to an interview with Siggy, which kind of laid out his life and sort of the milestones and his passions for cricket. His love of the railways, I share similar interests.
Got a job on the railways cleaning.
Go Siggy,
they gotta keep them steam trains steaming.
Siggy, knock them wickets down.
The British government send liaison officers to Barbados. They recruit people to work in the British Rail, into the hospitals and hotels, and also the underground. And I chose the British Rail because of trains. I used to see them on the cinema, see the trains there, and I loved the trains because we didn't have any at my time. It was all right. It's just the weather that shocked me to death because it changed very, very quick one day and it was a bit of a problem because it was hot. Then the next day the snow came down and I was thinking to go back home as quick as I can. But then my brother said to me, you're staying here. Or we're here, so you're not going back there.
Siggy knows a thing about cricket.
Go Siggy, go Siggy.
A couple of times he took 10 wickets.
Siggy knocked them wickets down.
Siggy Cragwell is 1 in a million.
Go Siggy, go Siggy.
He sends you straight back to the pavilion.
Siggy knocked them wickets down.
At 85, some people may be asking if you're thinking of permanently retiring.
Not yet, until they tell me I have to, because I like out there, if I'm staying home, I'm not seeing any person. I'm not seeing anything, just 4 walls around the house, and that's it. You can't do that all the time, because your body slows down, your mind slows down, everything slows down. But if you're there with people, and you can talk to people and listen to people, it helps you a lot, and that's my way of life. I love that, talking to people. Make me feel happy.
And Richard's full song about Siggy, as well as those written about 4 other ordinary people whose lives have been changed by trains, can be heard by searching 21st Century Folks on BBC Sounds. Well, from Siggy to a teacher from Kent going the extra mile and then some to raise money for Great Ormond Street Hospital. 17,000 miles and 26 countries later, Jacob Zindel-Warner has arrived back here in London after more than a year cycling across the world, including China, Australia and Canada. He's been sharing the experience with reporter Sophia Aiken, who caught up with him as he and his bike returned unscathed.
15 months after setting off on a mammoth charity cycle around the world, Jacob Zindel-Warner has arrived back where it all began.
Oh, I can see the end of the desert. It's like deja vu, this is.
More than 17,000 miles later, the teacher from Folkestone has made his way through 26 countries.
The kids always make me laugh. They stare at you like, what the hell's that?
It feels amazing to be back. It's just a massive sense of achievement to have finished this trip, and also, a mixture of feelings because of this big adventure's come to an end. Generally, people are really kind around the world. It really restores a lot of your faith in humanity. Most people are there just to help each other and get by in their regular life.
From the UK, he flew to France and cycled through more of Europe, including Bulgaria and Turkey. From there, he explored China, Vietnam and Laos. He also went through Australia and Canada before making his way back home. And on the final stretch of the mission, he had some company along the way.
Really proud that he was able to take this on, complete it, and do it with a smile. He's always smiling. He had his down days, he had his bad days, but they didn't last long. And he was up again, and he was, it's incredible.
So far, Jacob has raised more than £6,000 for Great Ormond Street Hospital charity.
Jacob's money will ensure that parents can stay nearby in one of our parent accommodations so they need their children. We can fund vital research to work towards more cures for the most seriously ill children and support families across the UK.
Would you look at that? I think I had COVID or something. I literally have no energy still.
Jacob did make it back in one piece though, and remarkably, so did his bike. So is this the same bike that you left?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I left back in April with the same bike. I mean, I've had to change a few things on it, just basically wear and tear items. I mean, I've only been through, these are my tyre 4 and 5, so it's not actually that bad considering.
No, 15 months or so. While Jacob may want to put his feet up for now before heading back to work after the summer holidays, he said he isn't putting his bike away for good anytime soon. Sophia Aiken, BBC London.
That is quite something, and he's quite blasé about it, isn't he? Well done, Jacob. Wow, 26 countries in all weathers. On that note, let's see what's happening for us over the next few days with Louise, and that was quite something.
Very impressive. I'm blown away, actually, by it. You might be blown away over the next couple of days, boom, because we are going to see some pretty unsettled weather over the next few days. You'll need to keep an eye on the forecast next week as well, but it looks likely that tomorrow we could see some thundery downpours. Today, we had some cloudy skies at times, a few glimpses of sunshine. It was quite warm out there, but there was also some showery outbreaks of rain. So a really messy picture through the day today. Those showers have eased away. The skies will clear through the night tonight, and then out to the northwest, you can see the first signs of those sharp showers and the winds picking up as well. Overnight temperatures around 13 to 16 degrees. So out towards Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire, we could see some showers pretty much from the word go. Some of these will gradually turn heavy and thundery into the afternoon. So you will be chasing those showers around, but look how widespread they become south of the Thames into the afternoon, and some of these really could be quite torrential from time to time. So that's great news for the gardens out there, not great news if you're planning things with the kids, and it will be that little bit fresher because of the direction of the wind. Now this northwesterly wind will stay with us as we go into Friday. High pressure is building in, so Friday will be a quieter day, but don't expect those temperatures to be much higher than 22 degrees. But on a plus note, fewer showers, a lot more in the way of sunshine around on Friday. And so in the sunshine, because it's largely fine and dry, those temperatures 20 to 22 degrees. It'll still feel quite pleasant out there. Not a bad day in prospect. The start of the weekend is looking quite promising as well. The high pressure stays with us. There is a weather front toppling across that high pressure, which will gradually bring more unsettled weather. But the start of the weekend is not looking too bad at all. So let's take a look at the outlook in a little more detail. And then if we start off then through Saturday, well, Saturday dry and sunny with 23 degrees. Some rain around through the second half of Sunday, not a bad start. And then some rain on Monday. And then into next week, it starts to get just that little bit warmer. So keep abreast of the weather app for what's happening on a daily basis. But all in all, it's an improving picture next week. Liz.
Thank you. I like the sunshine symbols. Thanks, Louise. And that is where we leave you this Wednesday. Thanks very much for watching. More stories, of course, on our website, where you can also, by the way, relive the joy and jubilation of the Lionesses' victory parade in central London yesterday. Wasn't it great? And also hear from Chloe Kelly's teacher, who says she was destined for greatness. From me and everyone on the London team, whatever you're doing, have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.